Okay, so let's get started. So today we'll be talking about Mikrotik Firewall. Okay, so this webinar is supported by GLC Networks from Indonesia. My name is Achmad Mardiansyah, and then this is my email, my contact email. And then if you have any questions, and then you can send me an email. The agenda that will be discussed today are first introductions, and then we will be talking about the Mikrotik Firewall. We'll talk about the firewall features on Mikrotik. There will be a demo, okay, and then after that, question and answer. Hopefully, we'll be finished less than maximum is 1 hour, because at 8 o'clock I have to finish the presentation. Right, okay, so what is GLC? GLC is Garda Lintas Cakrawala. Okay, we are Indonesian company located in Bandung. Our focus area are training and then IT consulting. Sometimes we do installations and then doing a software development as well. But currently our focus are on training and consulting. We are Mikrotik certified training partner, and then Mikrotik certified consultants, and then also distributor. So if you need some Mikrotik devices, and then you can contact us, and then we can give you the price list. About the GLC webinar itself, we start the webinar started from January 2010, sorry. January 1st, okay, 2001, so it's a new year. So at the time we were discussing the Solaris operating systems. GLC webinar is a sharing event with the various topics. We have Linux, networking, wireless, database programming, anything, okay. A regular schedule is every 2 weeks. Irregular schedules is scheduled as needed. Checking schedule, if you want to check the schedule, just go to GLC Networks /main/schedule. If you want to be a presenter, you don't need to be an expert. This is just a forum for sharing knowledge, experiences, information. Just drop us an email and then we'll inform you. Okay, about myself, my name is Achmad Mardiansyah. I'm a Linux user since 1999. I use Mikrotik since 2007. I'm a certified trainer. Can teach Mikrotik's MTCNA class, routing engineer, WE, MTC RE, MTC UME, MTC INE, and then traffic control. I'm also a certified consultant as well. Previously, I was working as telco engineer, so most of my background are telecommunications. I was doing sysadmin before, yeah, a little bit PHP programmer, and then teaching in a university. For more information, you can go to LinkedIn and then find my page there. About yourself, I can see here most of you are from Indonesia. Yeah. Hopefully, you can follow this webinar smoothly. Okay. Hopefully, tonight there will be no mass interruptions in the network. A few weeks ago there was big interruptions in the network because some of the fiber optic connection was cut. So traffic was rerouted from this link to that link, and then it was really causing a big delay. Okay, so hopefully today is not like that. It's not like that day. Right. About the Mikrotik itself, Mikrotik is a name of a company. It's a brand as well. It's a program. For example, Mikrotik Academy. The headquarters is in Riga, Latvia. So Latvia is in Europe, Eastern Europe. Okay. So we are here in Indonesia, and then Europe is over there, and Latvia is over there. It's a small country, around 5 to 6 million people. pretty much like Singapore, and then Mikrotik was born there. About Mikrotik itself, the products, they just only have two products, software and hardware. Software is the operating system, okay. It's a Linux-based distribution that is specialized for networking. So, yeah, their core product is Linux kernel, okay. So they bundled this Linux kernel along with other tools, so that it is easier for us, for the user to use the product without having too much hassle, like configuring through the CLI. So they provide very easy interface, like a web-based interface. You can use Winbox as well for configuring the RouterOS. Other than that, the software, they also produce routerboard. Routerboard is the hardware. Inside the hardware, also they have RouterOS. If you want to check what are the hardware for the routerboard, you can just go to www.routerboard.com, right? So about the RouterOS itself or routerboard, you can go to mikrotik.com, you can download what is RouterOS, you can see the details about the features inside the RouterOS. If you want to see the product catalog, yes, it is possible. Just go download there. Download the product catalog. If some products are new and then not in the product catalog, you can download the newsletter as well. All right. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, and then just drop me a question here, and then I'll be very happy to answer that. About the Mikrotik training and certification itself, first is the introduction course, because MTCNA requires you to have a basic. Okay, so it's MTCNA is not like people who is really zero about networking. So it's really new. You know, I don't know anything about IP address. I don't know anything about the 7-layer OC. Things like that. So MTCNA is not like that. Okay, so before MTCNA, there will be an introduction course. So here you can take courses from other vendor, okay, and then you can take MTCNA. After you finish MTCNA, you can go to MTCRE for routing engineer, MTCWE that is focusing on wireless, MTCE for traffic control, UME for user manager. We will learn user manager and IP security here, and then also they have IPv6 engineer, and then after you finish MTCRE, you can continue to MTCA INE. Validity is 3 years. If it is expired, then you can renew. Okay, if both are expired, you just renew the latest one. Like this, for example. So if you have expired MTCNA, expired MTCRE, you just repeat MTCRE. Okay. Next is about the network address translation. Okay, that's our main topic today. Right. So, network address translation, or NAT. So, when talking about NAT, we need to learn about the historical things, about the history of the internet. Okay, so at least we need to know what is the philosophy, what's the reason behind the NAT. So NAT is a feature, and then that feature is made because of the purpose. Okay. So in the early stage of the internet, in the 1990s, most of computers communication is using layer 3 protocol. And then at that time, layer 3 protocols are many. There was Apple Talk, there was DACnet, there was Internet Protocols, which was developed by DARPA, Defense project of Department of Defense of United States of America. So they developed the Internet Protocol. And then the most popular protocol that was used at the time were Internet Protocol. And then one requirement for IP is address. Okay, so Internet Protocol requires an address, and then at that time we already use CIDR, classless interdomain routing. So with this CIDR, okay, so we don't have any class A, class B, class C anymore because it's classless. Okay, so if you are still teaching networking, and then you're still talking about class A, class B, class C, please stop. Okay, there is no class A, B, C anymore, right? Because we use CIDR now. Okay. There was a body that registers blocks of IP addresses. Okay. So if you are Cisco, if you are Mikrotik, and then you go to that registry, okay, saying that okay, I want to connect to the internet. I want to have a block of IP address. Okay, so at the time it is possible. So if you are a university and then you apply, okay, I want to have a block IP address. Okay, here's for you. Okay, give me your documentations. Make sure that you are really a real organizations. Okay, it's not fake organization. Okay, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so at that time it is very easy to get a block of IP address. Okay, so once you get a block of IP address, and then you can do a peering. Okay, so peering we talk about peering in BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, but it's another story. Okay, so the thing is, you apply a block of IP address, and then you use that IP address, and then you connect to other ISP, right? So it's as simple as that. And then internet was booming. Okay, so IP address was running out. Okay, so at the time people are very excited with internet. Oh, okay, internet, oh, it's very good. I can send data from here to there. Oh, it's very easy. Yeah, so I don't have to make a phone. Okay, I can send the data, I can send files, I can send emails, I can remote my computers out there. Yeah. So the problem was because of the IP address, the usage of IP address that is really high. So the address was running out, and then at that time the NAT was born. Okay. Okay, going for the next slide. Oops, too much. Okay, here. So the NAT was born with this RFC. RFC means request for comments. So a network address translator. So with NAT, the IP address now is divided into two groups: private IP address, public IP address. Okay, so private IP address will be translated into public IP address. So a router that supports NAT will do mapping of IP addresses and port. Okay. So we have a question here. So if we use two routers, which one is better? We use all of them, NAT, or the second router is without NAT. Yeah, so it depends on the need. Yes, thank you very much for answering the questions. Yeah, depends on the need. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So in this picture, as you can see, we have one router, okay, or NAT device. Okay, so basically router is just routing a package. So at that time, in the early stage of internet, a router is a router. So if you buy a router, and then there will be no NAT inside, NAT feature. So NAT is a feature of a router. So if you want to go to a public interface, a public network, see on the right here. Okay, so step one, source. So we have a local IP address 192.168.100.3. Okay, so this computer wants to connect to yahoo.com. Okay, so I believe yahoo.com still exists up to now. Okay, so in this router we have two interfaces, so internal interface and then public interface on the right. Internal IP address is 192.168.1.1, so you can use it as a default gateway. And then on public interface we have 145.12.131.7. Okay, so when the packet leave the router, and then the source IP address will be changed into this one, to this public IP address. So if we have 100 computers, if they are leaving the interface, the public interface, what should we do? Okay, so all of them, all of those source IP address will be changed into this public IP address. Okay, so that's how that works. And then the router or NAT device itself also do mapping between public IP address and then to private IP address. This is for if you have a reply from yahoo.com. Okay, so we have Yahoo here on the right here, and then Yahoo reply our request. So the router will receive the package from Yahoo and then check into the NAT translation table and then forward the frame into the appropriate destination. In this case is the first computer on the left here, top left. It's 192.168.100.3. Okay, right. Also we can do port address translation. So the one that we translate here, just a port. For example, we have path source IP address, source port. Okay, so here we have here we have a public IP address, and then we open port 80 on our service as our service. Okay, so if there is an incoming request to port 80, so this router will forward the request into the listening server. In this case, the server 192.168.100.2. So that port translation table here is made on router. So if there is an incoming request on port destination port that has destination port of 80, and then it will be forwarded respectively. If there is an incoming port to port 22, and then it will be forwarded into 100.1, which is here. Okay, the one on the left. Okay, however, NAT is not good. Okay, so maybe this slide will explain the questions. Okay, which one is better? Okay, so it is not scalable, please. Okay, even the box even with the box with that is so-called carrier grade NAT. Okay, you know, carrier grades, lots of connections. Okay, still it is still not scalable, please. Okay, so don't be very. I can see, oh, we always do NAT. Okay, no, it's not necessary. It depends on your need. Okay, so if you have a limited public IP address, and then you should do NAT, because your client you have more client, you have more computers compared to the public IP address that you have. Okay. In Indonesia, one organization, maybe you can give, or maybe the internet service provider just give you 1 or 2 public IP address, but behind you have iPhone, you have Android, you have laptop, you have many devices. So for that reason, you have to do NAT. Other organization, for example, when I was in Australia, we don't use NAT at all. because we have in our organization, in my campus, we just use /16. We got /16. /16 is very big, okay? So no NAT at all, okay? Anything else about NAT that makes NAT is not good? Well, some applications do not work under NAT environment. For example, online game, see, like Xbox, Steam, okay, VoIP, security, okay, some of the applications not working really good under NAT, because so they really requires a public IP address, okay, so that they want to see direct client. So if you are doing nothing, it looks like you're hiding something behind the public IP address, right? Okay. And then next here is I see many implementation of NAT. Okay, so you are using NAT on your local network. Yeah, please do not do that. Okay, because if you just use local network, you just use routing protocol instead. Okay, do not use NAT. Yeah, so when I I remember when I had a case in a university in Yogyakarta. Okay, so at the time, so that campus is a quite big campus. Okay, it's a big campus, not quite big. It's a big campus. Okay, and then we went to a faculty there, and then inside the faculty they have many rooms. So inside the room they have computers, and then from one room to the other room they are doing that. Okay, so they have upstream provider, and then people cannot talk to each other, okay, because it's NAT. Okay, so every room has the same IP address, 192.168.1.x. The next room is same, 192.168.1.x. So NAT again, NAT again. So that is not good, okay, that's not good. So just use routing instead. Okay, do not use NAT. You are in the local network, why do you need to put NAT? Okay, because yeah, they do it because that's what they know. Okay, they don't. Routing is a little bit complicated, yeah, but it's worth it. Okay, compared to if you just use NAT. Okay, okay, I will repeat in Indonesia. Penggunaan NAT jangan dilakukan di local network, ya. Sebaiknya Anda menggunakan routing protocol, ya. Contoh routing protocol yang biasa dipakai di internet network adalah RIP atau OSPF. Kalau Anda pakai Cisco, Anda bisa pakai EIGRP, tetapi barangnya harus Cisco semua. Kalau Anda punya uang, no problem. Tapi kalau untuk yang normal, OSPF sudah cukup sekali, ya. Anda juga bisa pakai BGP, tetapi itu tambah BGP bikin tambah pusing kepala, karena Anda harus setting, itu kan berarti nanti internal AS number, ya. Anda harus setting AS numbernya semua sama, dan kemudian ya harus setting route reflector kalau tidak ingin punya mesh configuration, dan tetap saja BGP yang Anda running itu tetap di backup oleh routing protocol internal, ya. Jadi interior routing, interior gateway protocol. Jadi routing di dalam AS number. Okay. So NAT is not designed to be a permanent solution. Jadi NAT ini bukan solusi permanen lah. Ini hanya solusi sementara karena zaman dulu IP address itu running out, ya. Nah, so the ultimate solution for NAT is use IPv6, ya. So use IPv6. IPv6 is the answer, ya, answer. Jadi itu sudah didesain. So IPv6 is already designed to be intergalactic IP address. So even sepatu kamu, botol minum, rambut kamu dikasih IPv6, no problem, ya. Itu sudah gede banget itu IP-nya, banyak banget, ya. Rambut kamu dikasih IPv6 itu juga nggak apa-apa, nggak habis-habis ini. Okay. Okay, so please use IPv6. So next, let's talk about the firewall NAT on Mikrotik. So when we talk about NAT, right, so we need to understand how the packet filter works. Okay, packet flow, not packet filter, packet flow. Okay, so this is how packet flow looks like. Okay, Okay, so for example here, so we have for NAT we just only have two chains. So we have five chains here. First is pre-routing, input, output, forward, and post-routing. For NAT, there is only two chains that we can use. So first is pre-routing. So pre-routing is for destination NAT, and then post-routing, as you can see, it's for the source NAT. Okay, so source NAT and destination NAT. Okay, pre-routing and then post-routing. So only two places. Okay, so chain for NAT, as you can see here. So if you open the firewall, they don't use specific term for pre-routing and post-routing. So that's, please do not be confused. Don't be confused. Okay, so if you go to NAT rule in general, chain, you can go to destination or source NAT. Okay, so it says if you pick source NAT, it means post-routing. So if you go to for destination, and that means pre-routing. And then so we also have an action on NAT rule, destination NAT, and then source NATs. Okay, so they are different. So the first one is the chain, where you apply. Chain means the location where you apply the rules, and then the action means the action. Okay, so what are you going to do with the incoming packet? So that's the meaning of action. Okay. For your questions, I think Samuel Kadua, we can see it here. Okay. So for example, we have a laptop here, bottom laptop 192.168.x.0/24. Source IP address is x.90. Okay, and then we have a source NAT here, and then we have another router here, for example 99 teacher, and then we have laptop. So for example, in this case, so the source IP address, okay, so will be changed from 192.168.x.9t. So the green one here, yang warna hijau, the source IP address is changed into the red one here, 192.168.98.x. Okay, so jadi ada, so there is a change on the header. Okay, so source NAT means source IP address-nya yang berubah, ya. And so source NAT means the source IP address is changed. Okay. So berubah from the green one here to the red one. Okay, we apply the source NAT. Other alternative is we use Masquerade. Okay, so same thing. Actually, it's a source NAT. But if you use Masquerade, okay, so the source IP address will be changed. Okay, but it is defined automatically. Okay, so it will pick the first IP address on that interface. Okay, and on exit interface, in this case, this interface. So we have on RX, we have two interfaces. So incoming, the green one here, and then outgoing, the source NAT. Okay, the IP address. Okay, so Masquerade is great. Is suitable if you have a dynamic IP address assignment on an interface. So it's very handy. Right, so this is an example how you configure Masquerade. So first you go to change source NAT, and then pick the output interface. As you can see here is PPPoE IndieHome. As you know, IndieHome is always used dynamic IP addressing, right? So it's not like, it's not nice if every time we set up, we always check, okay, what's the IP address of IndieHome now? So we set up the source NAT now. So better if you use Masquerade. So whatever the IP address on PPoE IndieHome here, the router will use it right away. Okay, next is if you want to set up a port forwarding. So in this case here, So you have a web server, okay. So this laptop, yeah, the bottom laptop here wants to access the web server, okay, using the IP address of here, okay. RX, okay. So what happened? So because here we use destination now, okay. So the IP header, especially for destination part, destination IP address will be changed. So previously we changed the source IP address. With destination NAT, okay, we changed the destination IP address. Okay, so destination IP address from 192.168.x.1, okay, port 80. So we change it to 192.168.99.91. Okay, so we change the destination IP address. And then we can do also redirect here. Okay, for example, we want to redirect the 80. So the destination is 192.168.99.91 port 80. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, destination. So the laptop here wants to access 192.168.99.91. Okay, port 80. But on RX, okay, they do the redirection. Okay, so it means that the destination will be changed into router local address. Okay, okay, so finish. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, so here I have questions. So if we have two routers, which one is better, using all NAT or second router? So in this case, answering a question Samil kedua. So Shamil has two routers. So the first router goes to the internet. So it has two interfaces. Okay, so the first interface goes to IndiHome or any other ADSL service or GPON or whatever. So the first interface goes to internet service provider. The second interface goes to the internet network. Okay, and then from this connection, so it has another router, okay, and then to the client, right? So the question is, do I have to do NAT on the second router? The answer is no need. Okay, so you can use routing protocol to route packets between the routers. So and then I think it's much better compared to if you do NAT everything. So again, NAT is used to translate private IP address into public IP address. As simple as that. Okay, so hopefully that could answer the questions. Yeah, Samil here. Any questions? Any other questions? Oh yeah. So if you're interested, you can join our training. Okay. So we usually open our training every month. Okay. You can or you can ask our representative that okay, if you want to have a kind of training, and then you can just go there. Right. Anything else? Ada lagi? Ya, jadi seperti itu ya. Pemakaian NAT ya. Jadi ada dua NAT, ada dua router. First router connect ke internet, second router is for internal. Nah, router yang kedua karena dia di internal tidak perlu menggunakan NAT. Okay. Nah, karena tidak pakai NAT ya. So ya, Anda pakai routing saja. I have one question here. If we use Linux for web server, do we need to set up a firewall too behind the Mikrotik NAT? I'm not sure. Okay, so you have first you have one router that goes to the internet. So like this topology, I think. So let's move back to several slides. Okay, so for example, this one. Okay, so this is a web server. Okay, port forwarding. I think this one is better. Okay, so web server. So you have a web server, and then in front of the web server, okay, so you have a router that connects to the internet, and then you will do the port forwarding. Okay, that forwards incoming request that goes to the port 80, right? For that reason, you can set up port forwarding. You can set up destination NAT. Yes. So your question, do we need to set up firewall too behind the Mikrotik NAT? Yeah, you can set up the destination NAT. Okay, so you have two rules. First rule is for source NAT, the second rule is for destination NAT. Ya, jadi ada dua rule. Rule yang pertama itu source NAT karena dia mengubah dari private IP address menjadi public IP address. Oke, ya. Itu harus dipakai. Yang berikutnya adalah destination NAT. The second is destination NAT to forward incoming request that goes to port 80, so that if the router receive that request, it will forward to the web server that is located inside the network. Okay, so hopefully that answer the questions. Ya, jadi seperti itu untuk Adit. For Adit Nu, ya, Adit Nu, ya. Okay, welcome. Ya. Okay, if there is no more questions, I think we can finish this session. Right? Any other questions? Ada pertanyaan yang lain? Ya, jadi terjawab ya. Sekali lagi tolong ya yang sering pakai NAT, again, please ya, for those who are really fans of NAT, please jangan pakai itu lagi deh ya. Jangan pakai NAT. Ya. NAT itu repot ya. Dan kalau nggak kepaksa banget jangan pakai NAT ya. Jadi sekali lagi kita pakai NAT itu karena terpaksa. Kita harus kalau nggak pakai NAT ya, itu IPv4 tuh sudah habis dari dulu, dari tahun 90-an ya. Dan IPv6 itu sudah di setup tahun 90-an juga gitu. Ya, tetapi adopsinya itu sangat-sangat lambat sekali. Ya, jadi solusi adalah IPv6 ya, jangan pakai NAT lagi. Okay? Again, no questions ya. Again, the real solution for NAT is IPv6. If we use all IPv6, this topic will not be here. Ya, will not be available. Ya, tidak ada topik lagi tentang NAT kalau kita sudah pakai IPv6. Ya. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. I think we finished. Thank you very much for your attention. See you again later.